Motors are a big consumer in the industrial side. Between pumps, chillers, compressors, they all have motors that are performing a mechanical function. The biggest opportunity for motors is to turn them off where they're not being used. There's a perception that it costs a lot of extra energy to turn a motor on, so they tend to be left on over breaks. You have to look very carefully at that. There is a slight bump in energy increase when you turn a motor on, but it's usually a lot smaller than what most people see. Starting and stopping motors is not just an energy issue, it's also a wear and tear issue, and we'll hear that. There are guidelines that tell you the number of starts and stops of a motor, and it takes into consideration the wear and tear on a motor. So perhaps a 50 horsepower motor will have fewer starts and stops allowable over a 1 minute period than perhaps a 3 horsepower or 5 horsepower motor. So those guidelines are spelled out, and they're really set up to cover the wear and tear on motors. If a motor is potentially going to be off for 5 minutes or so, we see that as an opportunity. And if it's a 2 or a 3 horsepower motor, there's an opportunity to turn it off. That's often overlooked. The second opportunity is to right-size the motor to make sure that it's sized appropriately. Often you'll see motors that are oversized. There's an opportunity there. They're wasting a lot of energy because they're not operating in their efficient zone. Another very common opportunity is to look at the loads. If you have a load that you see that is varying in the production process, for example, if it's a fan or a pump, that may be a good opportunity for a VFD. So you want to make sure the energy being consumed really fits with the application.